Israelis, they feared Palestinian voice. Why was, for example, one of the early poets of Palestine, Mahmoud Darwish, imprisoned repeatedly? For what? For writing poems. For example, I'm just reminded of the example yesterday, Isra Berri from Jenin. She was just released in this hostage swap, Palestinian hostages, Palestinian prisoners yesterday. The woman from Jenin, she was a poet. She was imprisoned for writing poetry. Dareen Tartour, so many, Ghassan Kanafani, killed for writing novels, so many, Hiba Abu Nada. And in fact, in the genocide in Gaza throughout this last year, poets were systematically targeted. Why? Because they have touched the hearts of the world with their truth. I mean, poetry is a very condensed form of truth, told in such an exquisite, beautiful, truthful, touching way. And therefore, it fights that. It doesn't want the Palestinian to have a narrative. It doesn't want the Palestinian to have a voice. It doesn't want the Palestinian to have memories. It doesn't want them to have any kind of expression that exposes their ugly crimes. And that's what poetry has done. And it's done it. What is remarkable about the Palestinian, it really has to be emphasized. It has done it so humanely. It's not an exclusivist poetry. It's not, of course, you'll find odd poems here and there, but as a generally, as a tradition, it's been remarkably truthful. It's been beautiful. It's very grounded in tradition. It's often very learned. It's just very touching. And I think the Israelis, I mean, that's why Ariel Sharon at one point said, I envy the Palestinian for having somebody like Mahmoud Darwish. And they, for example, have banned people in Israel from studying Palestinian poetry, Palestinian poetry in particular. You have some like departments like Islamic studies, where they just want to highlight particular ideological aspects, or they might study, like, for example, certain poems here and there that have particular connotations that are quite narrow and limited. But the humane value and the political value of Palestinian poetry and the national aspirations of Palestinian poetry, of Palestinians as reflected in poetry, are excluded. It's almost like always the Israelis are attempting to have this veil over Palestinian poetry as a limited, primitive something, that is just divesting it of its importance.